punk you. You know, even your mother, even my mother would say, when you go to school, son, you have to listen to the teacher and do what they tell you. But if they hit you first, you tell the teacher, and then if they don't do anything, you go for broke. You try to kill them. That was the language that she used. And what message does that send to us? That's what I would like to ask you. I don't know how it is in the white community per se, but I know in the black community, from my experience, you are told, don't let anybody punk you.
Happening that young black men are being taught that they're not wanted, that they're not loved, that there's something wrong with them. What is that? Where is that coming from? And we can't always blame everything on single mothers and poverty and everything else. What are we showing in the media that's teaching our young black men that they're unworthy?
A lot
of stuff. We need to take responsibility as a society and start putting a lid on all that. And on Monty's point, which I also love, we need to come out as Democrats in those midterm elections and get these people the hell up out of the Senate. Okay, quit showing up for just the presidential elections. We need to start taking them out.
We're likely to lose the Senate.
Monty?
What I was going to let's not just, because I have a lot of single parents in my family that did a wonderful job of raising, but I do have a cousin who's definitely into the rap.
Remember, we're trying to focus on solutions.
Yeah, I'm talking about the solution, right? I wish it was going to have to be dealing with the respect and everything else, that the parents stop being so negative with the terminology they are using toward these young black men. Try to install some positive feedback. Try to tell them that, you know, you can succeed. You don't have to be where you are.
And it's okay to be smart.
Well, yes, that's another thing, because I was reading Time magazine one time. One of the kids in San Francisco, A student, but he decided to be a C student because he did not want to be bullied or anything else like that as being A student, or call her Uncle Tom, anything like that. We should just really encourage them that this is, you know, you can be something. You can probably be the next president of the United States. We ought to be push more positive feedbacks to these young kids and let them know they can be something, not be, oh, you being punked, or you being this here, or you know, and you do hear it. I hear them, you know, on the bus stop. The parents are black parents, they're putting their kids down.
Yeah, because when you say that, what you're telling them, to be gay or a punk in the black community is the lowest form that you could be. You letting somebody make you gay. In other words, that's the whole implication of that statement. Yes.
But all this media stuff is, I think, secondary to the feeling that a boy might have, or a girl too, really, with different manifestation for the girls, mostly in early pregnancy probably, but that I'm not wanted because I don't have parents and they don't want me, and I'm a ward of the state. And that's the group that is, it doesn't really matter what the media says. You know, they know nobody wants me for their kid. So they're there. They're in the system, guys. I mean, and they're 4, 5, 6-year-olds who are, that window of opportunity for them to be adopted is about to close. Because 7, 8, nobody wants to adopt them. By then they're starting to look like young men, and my God, we don't want these black young men. So 4, 5, 6, that's sort of their last chance. And they don't get that, then they're going to end up in group homes. And group homes, you know, Irving was in a group home most of his adolescence. You know, he turned out fine. But a lot of them turned out really angry. And so there they are, sitting in the county, guys.
Well, Jeff, you and Larry raised 2 beautiful...
We took 2 of them out of the county, yes.
And what did you... They're adopted. They got the system.
We adopted them right at that point.
That was one of the solutions.
Dante was 5 and Lorenzo was 6 when we adopted them. And in a couple more years, nobody would have adopted them.
The birthday boy wants something to...
I was going to ask our public defender. First of all, thank you for coming.
Yes.
We really appreciate your presence. But I wanted to ask you, with Compton, are you retired from Compton, or are you still involved?
Oh, yeah.
Very. very much involved.
Yeah.
Are there any programs out there that shine as good programs? When you get you're a public defender, you get them off and they assign them to other programs. Do they exist? No, they don't.
No, and I actually work for LA County, but I've been in Compton for about the past 15 years. What's available are some things that those of us who are real interested in it may have found on our own and try to match young people up with. But you know, I know a couple of really good probation officers, but it's fine to spend $100,000 a year to lock some kid up in the youth authority, but God forbid you make sure everybody has food to go to school.
I have one more solution that was recommended I want to share with you. It says, there is little possibility, as we all know, of reversing the Second Amendment right to bear arms. However, there needs to be a coalition with entities such as the NRA and the gun manufacturers to guarantee every person's right to safety in the presence of firearms.
That's right. That's right. Amen.
Why would they put a chip on a gun that only you can fire the gun?
Yeah.
Well, it's all, I mean, what we're talking about is, you know, in the past 30 years, the whole infrastructure to support people in the cities has declined,
Yes.
you know, under the sort of conservative backlash starting with Reagan. And so to rebuild that, so there are jobs and there are support things and there are services and public health and all that. It's a long, long process. It's going to take a lot of money. You know, the littlest teeny step is like pulling teeth in this political environment. You know, we win this big election. We not only elect the president, but we get more votes in the House, and we elect senators. And it's not clear we can get anything done, even with all that victory. So that's what needs to be restored, is a society that takes care of all of its children. And we're really far from that, so we got to keep pushing towards it, but it's really far away.
Well said.
But